Booting up.
Ready?
Ready. They're rolling.
All right. Good morning, brothers. Welcome to another Sunday morning edition of Black Man's Congregation, a place where black men get to talk about for real issues, and hopefully that this information that we give you today can have an impact in your life. I am Man Tomorrow. I'll be the person talking to you today, and Joe from Black Male Talk will be the backup. Today's topic is: Are you willing to remake yourself? Are you willing to remake yourself? Now, we do not live in a world where you're going to have one job for 30 years with the same company and be able to make it to retirement in the city that you start from. We do not live in that world anymore. We haven't lived in that world for 30 some years now. You got to be willing and be prepared to make yourself so many times that you are going to be in a position to do what you want to do. But that path is only going to be because you've made yourself so many times. It's just a process for you to get up, go, and do the thing all over again. Because you don't know where things are going to be in your specific industry. You might have to move to the money. That's why it's really not a good idea all the time to be buying up these very expensive houses that you can't weather if you have to walk away from it in a certain specific period of time. Because it's only an asset when you sell it. While you have it, it's nothing but a liability that you intend to turn into an asset. So, first of all, we have to dispel a couple of myths. Your hometown that you grew up in should not be the place where you end up at once everything is over. You should be somewhere way away from that place when it's all said and done. I talk to a lot of people who are trying to hold down these small towns, hoping that XYZ jobs come back, all the other, normal excuses that keep you behind. But I just want to let you know that you're gonna have to leave that place. And you're gonna have to attach yourself to a situation to where that is scalable. So that way you can be able to move up the environment that you continue to keep making for yourself. Because it's all up to you. It is not up to anybody else. And you have to be conscious of things that are going on in your environment so that way you can make the proper move when you need to make it. Now, every time I look around, people ask me, "Well, where are you from?" "Well, I'm from this place." "Well, what led you here?" I'm like, "Well, I was in this field, and then I was in this field, and then I went to school for this, picked up this on the side when I was in this situation." I was like, "Come on, man, you had like 6 or 7 different types of position." I'm like, "Yeah, but I kept moving my transferable skills to those type of positions, so I wasn't exactly starting all the way over because I was using what I had to make my current situation better when I did need to move." And this is something that you should also be doing. Like, as much money as you spend on shoes, clothes, all this kind of stuff to get access to women, you should be spending just as much more money on yourself, trying to have a trade a skill that you're actually building up. So that way, when it becomes time for you to make a specific type of move, you can actually make it. Because all skills isn't going to be relevant in all areas. Like right now, the stuff that I was doing in Denver for in IT, it's pretty hopping right now in the Midwest. But I was trying to hold that specific IT market down when it just clearly left, and most things were automated at that point. And I pretty much failed because I did not want to move from that great looking place to somewhere else. And you just have to be realistic sometimes about, yeah, this market is saturated. I need to go to another market where it's not so saturated. You need to stop getting sentimentally attached to these places. These places don't owe you nothing. And you don't owe them anything either. You got to be able to rise up and move when the time comes. Because at the end of the day, when it comes time for you to go to sleep, you're going to be asking yourself, did I do everything that I possibly could to make it? And the most answer is going to be no, no matter where you stand at. And that's the beginning of how you start to take real control over your life and your ability to see things before they come. Joe?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, guys, if y'all got any questions or any comments, please put them in the feed. We definitely are reading, and we're definitely trying to get y'all the best answers available, especially here on the Black Men's Congregation. We're trying to go more stronger with this and actually build it up. So, guys, when you come in, please like the video, share the video if you want to, or save it. So that way, when you're on your drive, when you're sitting by yourself, I want you to be able to sit down, re-listen to these videos, let them marinate. You know, we're not here to we're not here to entertain you. We're actually here to give you valuable self-building information from two successful Black men. One of the things that you need to understand is you have to, in this day and time, learn how to remake yourself, learn how to reprogram yourself. It's only through then, because you hear a lot, I'm sure you hear it a lot with a lot of these guys, oh, I ain't gonna never change, like, gee, that's how I'm gonna move up. But that's false. Because as you start to elevate, as you start to maneuver throughout, you know, financial society, I'm not going to say just any type of society, financial society. You come to these offices, you come to these buildings, you meet with these people. You need to learn that, hey, I need to learn how to move through their system while being able to show that my system that I'm working is successful. So in a sense, you have to reprogram some of your thought process for that time being to get to the next level, whether it be an extra paycheck, whether it be to move into another area, another city. And believe me, I had to do that multiple times. I started out in South Carolina, a little town. They offered me a job. They offered me a job for $10 an hour. I said, no, I'm good. Stayed at the gas station. But another guy, he took the job. Came back a year later. He was making $20 an hour. The difference between him and me, why I failed at, was he was willing to make changes. He was willing to change up his area, who he was, what he was doing. I wanted to say stagnant and keep it real, as some people want to say. But me keeping it real was me failing myself. Me keeping it real was me staying by that big booty Brenda, that female that I was chasing after. It didn't prove nothing. These little things that y'all brothers be anchoring yourself down to, let them go. There's a bigger and brighter future. But you got to be willing to be conquerors. The only way you can conquer is you have to go to other lanes. You got to go around other customs. And you got to be willing to fight and maneuver throughout different wars. You're going to have different battles that you're going to deal with. The first one is yourself. The first one is yourself. You got to ask yourself, am I willing to step up and change the indoctrination that had been put on me since I was born to actually rebuild myself to something better? Can you do that, brothers? That's what that man sitting at that desk is going to ask you. Hey, man, can you be here on time? He don't want to hear about CPT. You don't hear about CPT time. Do you have a vehicle? And if you don't got a vehicle, are you reliable to get here? Can you do the right thing when nobody's looking? You see, he's asking you what forms you as a man. What is your merit? What's your core values? A lot of y'all are so quick to be afraid to change. But understand this, when opportunity passes you by, you have to deal with that. I'm pretty sure y'all seen a few guys sitting in the same hometown after high school. Shit, man, I'm still in the game, man. Ain't nothing ever changed. Like, God damn, man. You still here trying to hustle cigarettes. Still trying to talk to the same girl that everybody done left behind. You didn't evolve. MOT, I pass it right back to you, brother.
What y'all don't realize or understand is that you're already the finished product of failure. As long as you're not moving anywhere or doing anything with your life, you're already the finished product of failure already. You have to understand that this is an ongoing process, an ongoing process that you have to participate in. And when you look up or down, it's all on you, not on anybody else. And you have to learn how to be happy by yourself with no one else around. Can you enjoy your own peace? Can you close the door and enjoy that silence that you created? Because if that answer is no, there is no amount of money that's going to help you fix that. Because you should be in love as a man with peace. You should be in love with the fact that you don't have anything to worry about. That is what you should be in love with. Not these other things. All these things do is take peace away from you, and you serve other people's goals for their peace. Because it doesn't take a lot for you to survive in this world. Therefore, you should not be participating in a whole lot of things to be successful for yourself. Because if you're focused on you, it doesn't take a lot. And you should be saving a whole lot of money because you're not jumping in trying to be Captain Save 'em. You're not jumping in trying to be a stepdad to kids that ain't yours. You're not stepping in trying to take all these people out so they can eventually take your value away from you and somehow dress it up as somehow you're benefiting because you get access to them a couple times a week. All those things are ridiculous. All those things don't serve you, and they never have. But you also have to not hang around people who think that way too. Because most times it's not the things that you do, it's the things that you hang around. Think of it as a lake. You're on a boat. All that's surrounded by you is crocodiles. Are you really safe? Is the answer is no, as long as you're on that boat. But the moment you step in that water, guess what you have to deal with? The actual situation that you're actually in. So the point is, don't be in the boat, don't be on the river, don't think you're in a safe spot when you're actually not in one. And I just want y'all to realize that there's a lot of social pressures that are being put on you, but there's not a lot of things to really help you separate from that type of thinking. Because every single channel you turn on, people trying to give you access to things that ain't gonna do nothing but destroy your life. You want to know if you're on the right path or not? Ask yourself first, how on earth does this benefit me and solely me for X period of time? If you quite honestly answer that question honestly with the answer that you can respect, chances are you're doing this for somebody else. And that's not your job. It is not your goal. That's not it. You need to be focused on yourself. And you need to be in them books, in them newspapers, in them news articles. You need to be setting up Google alert feeds, everything that has to do with the path that you want to be on. You need to have yourself an audible.com account so that way you can start reading books and all kinds of other stuff, being on your path. Because I'm telling you, once you stick your head up one day, 5 or 6 years on this path, you're going to be the only person up there at the top where you need to be. And you also have to be comfortable with the fact that you're not going to let anybody within your space who didn't follow the path that you followed to get there. And you need to be happy with their failure that you see. You also need to know that you don't need to save them. That is not your job. Your job is to worry about yourself. Your job is not to worry about community. It's not to worry about parents, not to worry about any of those things. Your job is to worry about you. That is why you have one pulse, one blood pressure. That's why that stuff is singular. That's why you can't share those things with anybody else. So I'm just saying, brothers, we just need to open up a new era of when we're going to start focusing on ourselves because they had their shot and they had their chance. The sad thing is they want two lives, destroying their life and watch you try to repair their lives. That is not your goal. And the best thing you can do is get the hell away from these people. So, y'all have a very powerful week out there, and thank y'all for your time. We have a Black Men's Congregation Facebook group, Men Only. On Facebook, it is for men only, just like it says, and we do not compromise on that because we only want to deal with the people who are here for the actual change that they need. We're not here to try to talk about most of the stuff that people talk about on YouTube. We're here to build and repair guys who can take the information and put it into action. I'm not going on no trip to some small ass town to try to get you up out of there and try to force feed you this information. The information's out there. You're going to take it or leave it whenever you want to take it or leave it. All right. Thanks so much for your time, Joe. You got anything else for him?
Okay, there we go. Really, I don't have anything I want to add on to that. All I want you brothers to do is get this right. That's all I want. All I want you brothers to do is get this right. If y'all do nothing else, please, brothers, listen to what Man of Tomorrow is saying. But you don't get it. You don't. There's not a lot of channels, especially like this one, that is solely dedicated just to y'all. You don't have a lot of groups that is solely, purposely dedicated just to you men. Not no boys, to men. This is yours. We're building a community of self-made men. Everybody ain't going to get there to the promised land. I can tell you that right now. Because when I looked around at that cafeteria table from the left to the right, and that coach came up, he said, everybody ain't going to get out. All your boys ain't going to get out of this neighborhood. That white coach had no shame in telling us that. He said, all of y'all ain't going to get out. Some thought they were going to be rappers, basketball players, football players. Some say they're going to be they're going to run the streets. Out of 55 black boys, 17 got out. Do the numbers. And out of those 17, 6 of us are successful. So let that do it's trimming of the fat. You want prime meat, you trim off the fat. Like I said, all of y'all are not going to make this walk. But it's going to be up to you what you want. And Moti's not going to, he doesn't get on here to entertain you. He comes on here to give you gospel truth. I can entertain you on BMP if I want to. But we're changing up the formula now. We're on here on Black Men's Congregation to do work. I told y'all, black men, y'all should be wanting answers, not to be entertained. The world already looks at us as entertainment. The world looks at us as the new token world entertainer. Aren't you tired of being looked at as that joke? I'm not saying everybody, but we got to be for real, man. It's hard for that one serious black man to be taken serious. Like he knows, like, yo, I can't depend on anybody to make me who I am, just me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all understand it. Go out, remake yourself, travel, gain experience. Push yourself. Don't be afraid to do it alone. Actually, that's the best time when you should do it. Even if you're by yourself, go out there and try. Because then you only person you hold accountable is yourself. But that's a topic for another time. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace.